We've come to Korea this time as part of the National Community Consultations program in relation to the Kiribati Education Improvement Program. This would be the fourth island in Kiribati that has been visited by a team to do this community consultations.
The Kiribati Education Improvement Program, KEIP, began life after a national survey revealed that 96% of the population were seriously concerned about the standard of education being offered to prepare young Kiribati for the future.
So the Education Department put out a call to donors to assist an ambitious reform program that they have. So AusAid together with UNICEF and UNESCO responded to that call, and the Education Improvement Program has been going on for just over a year now. In 2012 alone, we'll be spending somewhere around $10 million in supporting the reform program.
The KEEP program is a support program to the Ministry of Education that sweeps across the whole education sector.
One of the components is the rehabilitation of schools on some islands.
What the missing link is the community. The need to then continue that partnership for the ministry, the churches, and stakeholder ministries to then go out and speak to the community about the outcomes of these consultations and what the ministry proposes to do.
The visit to each maneba begins with a small traditional gift of respect.
Now, the aim of these community consultations is to let the people know, but also to take input from the community in terms of what roles they can play in the education of their children and grandchildren. You'd send out papers, they'll read it, but the disadvantage of that, you won't be engaging with the community and getting their comments back. They'll read the papers and that's it. Yeah? In this process of community consultations, it recognizes the importance of the oral tradition in Kiribati and the need to sit down in the maniabas where our people are the most comfortable. That's where they sit down and talk about major issues of concern to them. Reach out to the people, sit down and talk to them about these issues.
Korea is indeed one of the lucky islands. It's one of the 6 selected to have major reconstruction work on the main school.
You'd say that most of the schools have major problems, but these are schools that have particularly pressing problems that needed to be addressed.
12 months ago, a survey team came, and plans have been brought back with the team.
Every school, every island wants their school to be done first. 2 of the schools are in the northern part of the country, 2 are in the central, and 2 in the southern part of Kiribati.
Over the next 8 years, there are plans to refurbish all primary schools in Kiribati.
First, there is a sense of about time, yeah? But there's also a very strong sense of appreciation.
Anangidap inang ti yaraw sendiri bugi yara ru dikira kay ka wede gintaya kay mai ni pai tenau dia tera ya tapomo non tritan mak kontes.
One problem in the past has been the lack of funds and materials to maintain schools built from imported materials.
And the idea with the small grants program is to empower the schools to be able to do these little maintenance jobs as they come up. If one of the nails through the strong winds come out of the roofing of a building, go up and put back that one nail immediately the day after, rather than wait to then get rain come through and get that. And before you know it, you leave it too long. Instead of a 50 cents job, it becomes a $50,000 job.
The people of this Maniapa were very pleased to hear of their new school, but they also had serious questions about the future.
Climate change is a major issue and was raised in quite a few Maniapas in the consultations, because it's an issue that touches the people and one which is of great concern.
Narakariki, ano at tiruruan. Ato na may buwakon na nakatauroy te tautera. Tiriri. Panarita ti yang wari ka ngay panarita atan. Tinasin kitipes na kuntaya ka narok. Panako na titi, kanayay kaway. Niya yan na pi pa yay wana na. Are ko nan wasa ay na baide yan noy nano na. Pato inamakuri kitipes kaya na taray di kita apoy kiki adidieta.
Even without the uncertainty of climate change, this process of education reform is important in its own right.
Education is the key to the development of this country. The very first classroom that the children are exposed to is the homes. The children from that age, from birth till about 5 years, that's the period in their life where they're like sponges in terms of learning. So it's so crucial for those first few years, even before they start formal education, to have that nurturing from families, and that's where the community come in. It's not really only about building schools, but more importantly, what happens in those schools. Teachers have a very important role to play. They're different from other public servants, and the difference being that they hold the heart of the nation in their hands. We get an engineer who perhaps doesn't do his job properly, and what do we get? We get a collapsed bridge. That doesn't have nationwide implication. But teachers, if and when they drop that heart in the palm of their hands, that's the future of Kiribati. It's the future of Kiribati, the children and the grandchildren.
These elders, Onumani of the island, represent all the extended families on Kuria.
In Kiribati, the Onumani Association is such an important one in the lives of the people on the outer islands, and they have such a crucial role in practically everything. Well, the major challenge for the community is to sit down and ask themselves the question, how can we be a part of the whole education process? That's where the old men's role is important, to talk about these issues to the people. They were very appreciative of the messages that the team brought to them, and they made a commitment to put it on their agenda and to continue dialogue after the team leaves the island.